term of university. This video has been a long time in the making. I always had the intentions, but not the means, and the idea of such an undertaking had been lost to me until recently. I decided that this task best be taken on while I was still inspired. So I'm now speaking to you, 2 weeks before my second year, long after these clips have been captured, but I guess better late than never to take a moment to pause and reflect. This video is simply a collection of random clips from my first winter term from first year at UBC. Before I share my views and experiences from first year, I'd like to acknowledge that these feelings and experiences are mine alone, and I do not aim to speak for others, just myself. The idea of moving away, claiming my own independence, had always excited me, and I'm sorry for the cliche hook. So as I got the chance, I dived headfirst into this new life, never taking a moment to look around and see how much the waters have changed. I'd expected myself to feel something, homesickness, or at least experience the change in some sort of internal feeling. But these feelings didn't come until much later. It had been like clouds hovering in the distance, leisurely collecting weight, waiting to burst open, and surround me with infinite walls of emotion as far as the eye can see. To this day, I don't think there were any conscious decisions I made that made this experience so hard. It was the compilation of various events, pressure, and stress that led up to it. I find that this process that we all go through often gets covered up by new happenings in our daily lives. We rarely take a moment to turn around and look at the path we've crossed. This video is my attempt at looking back. Now, luckily, while the storm had been building, I'd spent the time treasuring the new happy moments and building a good support system. Having a strong support system as early as possible is one of the best advices I could give. Surrounding yourself with people who understand you and support you is really important. Your system will be the rainbow that breaks through those infinite walls and pulls you out. My system was made of my parents, whom I could call whenever I needed to, and my friends that I made there who were always there when I needed them. These people made my first year so much more special. My first year at university was eventful, to say the very least. An entirely new way of living. One of the biggest things that took me by surprise were all the different kinds of people I met. All my life I've moved around, and having been to many schools, more than 9 by the way, I've met many people, but the personalities I met in the past year were altogether something different. When I say this, I don't mean it in a good or bad way, but I've noticed when you move to a certain place, the community always has a certain personality, certain characteristics that all the people who live there embody. Call it gentrification or simply a choice to live under the comfort of likeness. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but uni is so different. You have people coming from everywhere, from all these different countries and communities, and each person is so different, with their own amazing backstory. Uni had this amazing way of making me see colors that I'd never seen before. And when I say colors, I mean there are so many new things that you get to try and feel. It's really a mixing pot. Talking about new things, I urge everyone out there listening that are going into their first year, or even just going back or trying something new. Go out there and explore, especially during the first few weeks of school. There's always so many things going on. Now, most of them are targeted towards incoming first years, but there are plenty of other things that upper years can join, and many events that are targeted towards upper years. These first few weeks have a certain energy that makes everyone want to come out, and it's a really nice way to go into your uni life. It almost distracts you from your other challenges and changes that you're experiencing. By the time festivities come to an end, you find yourself mostly adapted to this new life you've stepped into. I explored quite a bit, but I feel like I could have done so much more, and I plan on doing much more this year. I didn't do very much in terms of extracurriculars, and I'd like to be doing much more this year. Maybe some clubs, maybe work, I'm not quite sure, but I still need to plan that out. During this activity-packed transition period, I find people are so much more open to meeting new people. Especially in the first year. I can't really speak for upper years yet, because I've only done my first year, but it's just so much easier to make friends. Now, I tend to keep to myself, and would usually eat by myself with my headphones on, either listening to music or Netflix. But in the first term, especially the first few weeks, I had so many instances where people would just ask to sit down across from me, and they'd start talking. Now, I think I looked quite unapproachable, especially with my headphones on, but people were just so excited to meet others and make friends that it didn't really matter. There were so many opportunities for you to meet new people. Even if you were attending an event alone, there were plenty of kind souls that would pull you in and ask you to join them. I would describe the environment in the first few weeks as inviting, joyful, and exciting. It was like an adventure every day. You had no idea what you would come across. Now, talking about exciting, let me talk to you about the university level education and working on things with different and similarly minded peers. Now, I was lucky to be part of a specialized program and have some great teachers and motivated peers in high school, but university is at an entirely different level. You get to learn from specialists in their respective fields. You get to learn in an environment where people have similar interests and are just as curious as you. Now, I know university is hard, and if you haven't been through university, take my word for it. It is. And everybody deals with the challenges it throws at you in a different way. But academically speaking, while the education system might be drastically different from what you're used to and very self-learning based, there are so many resources that I didn't expect there to be. Going to university, I was really scared because I'd been told that it'd be extremely fast-paced, lots of note-taking, no space for tardiness, and dependent on self-learning. And I'm a slow note taker. Now, all of this is true, but I was never told about all the resources that would be present. Most professors will put up their notes, and they offer homework help sessions. Our math department at UBC even has their own personal help center for the math courses. And then there's the students, your peers. Even when you go to these help sessions, it's usually the people around you, your peers, that are helping you out, compared to the TAs, because, well, there's fewer TAs and they're quite busy. There are also so many workshops and tutoring options that universities usually provide. The best part of these sessions is that you can learn so much outside of class, and it really makes learning so much more active and fun. You can attend all these sessions without having any questions of your own, but still come out learning something through the discussions. It was a great way to get to know your professors and peers outside your class and engage in discussions and topics outside the syllabus. I think my academic journey is my favorite part of my uni life. Now, earlier I talked about a sense of community and different kinds of people. The university community itself has many specific traits that build its character. While students come from all over, they eventually pick up these traits and incorporate them into themselves. Each university has its own trends and traditions that make it unique. Experiencing and knowing that the people around you take part in these similar experiences binds you to them in some way. It somehow connects you to them, even though you might just be strangers. For example, the yearly engineer Christmas caroling at UBC. This wasn't something I knew about beforehand. I was just lucky to run into it. Now, I myself am not part of the engineering faculty, but something about the spirit and sense of community didn't have me feeling left out. I love it how it just forms without having to be forced. Overall, my first year was a stack of unimaginable experiences and moments. For me, it was a place where life threw the unexpected at me, but still had me come out for the better. It was truly a unique experience, and while there were plenty of ups and downs, I wouldn't change one moment because I feel like I grew as a person. All these moments, they molded me to become the person I am right now, and I'm excited for all the new experiences I will have this upcoming year. So, to all the moments that made my first semester unforgettable and the chapters yet to be written, thank you. Thank you for shaping my perspective, testing my limits, and inspiring me. As I step into my second year with a heart full of memories and mind brimming with dreams, I invite you to do the same. Embrace the unknown, embrace the growth, and embrace all the different experiences that is university life. Thank you for sharing this reflection with me. Here's to many more chapters, to the unexpected twists, and the unneeding pursuit of knowledge. Until next time, Neerja.